For centuries, humans have been growing alongside our botanical brethren. Our histories have mixed and mingled to bring us modern medical marvels, faded folklore, and everything in between. Of course, in order to understand the plant, we have to start with its roots. I'm M. Governor Gaddis, and this is Rooted. Hello there, and if you're listening to this the day it comes out, happy International Women's Day. To celebrate, we'll be talking about the official flower of International Women's Day, the Mimosa Flower. This little guy looks like something straight out of Dr. Seuss. It's whimsical, colorful, and delightfully fluffy. Mimosa flowers grow on evergreen shrubs, which are also known as Acacia delbata or silver wattle. They're part of the legume family with famous relatives like beans, peas, and the sensitive plant. This whole family naturally adds nitrogen back into the soil and often provides great sources of food. So it's super popular and widely depended on. And I know we're going to be talking a lot more about it. The mimosa flower itself is an evergreen, and it has brilliant yellow flowers that look like tiny little pom-poms. It likes plenty of bright light, rich, well-draining soil, and is sensitive to cold, which makes sense since these adorable shrubs are native to southwestern Australia, but have widely been introduced in the Mediterranean, South Africa, China, and other warm and temperate climates. People often get these guys mixed up with mimosa trees, and while their leaves are similar, they are not the same plant. The mimosa tree has those big, fluffy pink flowers, whereas these guys are a lot shorter and have a ton of tiny yellow flowers. As I mentioned earlier, this flower is famously given to women for International Women's Day, especially in Italy and other areas of the Mediterranean. But why this flower specifically? Well, for starters, this flower is typically in bloom right now, so they tend to be on top of mind and are a welcome sight as the seasons change. These blooms are super fragrant as well, so they're an extremely popular cut flower for that reason. On top of them being beautiful and available, these are a top choice for International Women's Day because of what they symbolize: respect, elegance, dignity, and kindness. And because they're a symbol of strength, managing to bloom even in extremely harsh and dry climates. But they aren't just used as a gift. They have a lot of cosmetic, culinary, and land management uses as well. First, let's dig into how we use them in cosmetics. These guys are said to be very fragrant, with bright, floral, and sweet notes that can also lend to woodsier or musty scents depending on what it's paired with. So it's no surprise that we see them most commonly used in perfumes. You can get a good whiff of them in scents like Queens and Monsters by Henry Rose and Number 23 Moonflower by Beacon Mercantile. Another way these flowers are commonly used? To make gum. I also thought that sounded a little weird, but as I was digging into it, here's what I found. To harvest this gum, incisions are made into the tree, either on the branches or the trunk, depending on how much you're really going for, and usually the trunk, since it's usually obviously a pretty big batch. Then, as the tree is trying to heal that wound, it sends some sap which is collected, and that's actually what makes the gum. It's dried, then ground into a fine powder where it can be used in food, cosmetics, and even print materials. The gum is also sometimes called gum arabic, which honestly refers to any gum made from the acacia species. In cosmetics, it's usually used to thicken things like concealer, foundation, and other facial products like lotion, eye cream. Really anything you would want to have a creamy, smooth, kind of velvety consistency. In food products, it's used in a similar way, adding thickness to different jellies, jams, and anything else you might think to put cornstarch in. Though it's not super common outside of processed food production, as it isn't as cost effective or easy for small scale producers to find. In print materials, gum arabic is used to blend some pigments and inks, as it adds more viscosity and can make it a little easier to work with. But just like with food, it's not the most cost effective option, so it's not as common as some of the other solutions. And in case you thought we were done talking about how useful this plant can be, Mimosa flower isn't just handy for its ability to produce gum. It's also used to produce luxury furniture due to its unique hardwood. It's got a very unique striation pattern described as a tiger's eye, so it's definitely a showstopper. And if chairs and cosmetics weren't enough for you, Mimosa flower also helps with land restoration. See, as a member of the legume family, Mimosa flower helps to add nitrogen back to the soil. And because this plant can grow in a wide variety of climates, it tends to be one of the first to come back after a fire, helping not only to add nutrients back into the soil to help other plants, but also to help erosion and add some life back into the land while the ecosystem is working on recovering. While there isn't a ton of folklore surrounding this plant, I still thought it was worth highlighting since it's such a powerful symbol for women and such a force for good. Thanks for listening, and be on the lookout for our bonus episode with Sophie Katz of I Love This Thing So Freaking Much coming this weekend. We have a ton of really exciting partnerships and launches coming up, so be sure to keep following along. And as always, thank you so much for listening and supporting this show. Without all of you, I wouldn't have had any of these opportunities, and I am so stoked to start creating more content for you, and to keep growing and improving with your support. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
If you liked this show, please consider subscribing and leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you listen. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at rooted.pod. We're on YouTube at rooted.podcast, and check out our website, rootedpod.com, for transcripts, updates, and so much more. Thanks for being here, and until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to the earth, and just like a plant, drink your water.